we will see a tightening regulatory environment that blockchains and the blockchain hosted services will come under, and that decentralization in name only is not going to cut it indefinitely. I think the situation is fluid. I don't think that I can say with certainty that decentralization isn't going to, as a requirement, isn't going to magically evaporate in 10 years' time due to political changes in the world. But I think from what I can see at the moment, it's not going away. It's only going to get tighter. And DeFi, many DeFi protocols flagrantly disregard regulatory requirements in many parts of the world, and the people behind them are probably going to start having their doors knocked on if they're not careful to ensure that they are 100% out of the loop. Regulators are not dumb. They're going to get wise, and they're going to come after the people that are in control of a network that is doing things that they don't want them to do.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told told his members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will. During that auction that we saw a little bit before, the attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. And we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction so they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, the movie begins. Haven't cut rates yet. So like I told you, I definitely see a big pullback in the first quarter. Then the master magician set up a distraction so the Fed can cut rates, and then we move up. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin and crypto up. Guys, we're on the weekend with our only game in town. And we had Fed Jerome Powell give the markets what they wanted. He stated that the rate cutting process is going to come. And with that news, we had yields drop, dollar drop. And guys, we know that's great for markets, for cryptos and stocks. So make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We had yield rates plummet. We had the dollar move even further down. And again, that is great for markets. But now Jerome is gone. We're going to see if things start to creep back up. Now, right now, we have volume and crypto up. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $312 billion. Yesterday, make sure that you're pulling on a daily basis during the week. Now, Jerome Powell stated that the labor market is getting weak and inflation is moving down to 2%. And guys, we know inflation hasn't went anywhere. They're just pulling items out in order to bring us down to 2%, that core inflation. But we know rents, groceries, when we go out to eat, none of those prices have changed. They keep moving up, not moving down. But like I told you, the Fed is going to be cutting rates while inflation hasn't went anywhere. And now that they're going to be cutting rates, is not going to fix anything. The economy, the damage has already been done. And all the Fed statistics let them know. But with the C word, allowed them to print all this money, cause all this inflation. So therefore, they could raise rates to fight the inflation that they cause. Yes, guys, you can't make this stuff up. And now the legacy market has been destroyed. There's no coming back. Now we're going to have the rise of the machines. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And I'm going to get into that later. Now we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs all up yesterday. We had Bitcoin continue its inflows. We had Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs hit over $2 billion. And we know nothing happens in Hong Kong without China. But another thing, guys, nobody talks about all the Bitcoin that China was mining. And you're talking about years and years. China was mining over 75% of Bitcoin at one time. And nobody talks about it. And if you've been with me from the beginning, you know. Now, getting over into a little crypto news. We have PayPal and Anchorage partner on PYUSD stablecoin rewards program. And of course, that will help promote adoption. And then lastly, guys, we have big tech is prepping on an explosive pivot to robotics. And we know all about Elon Musk and NVIDIA, but it's a place where I'm at. And they have robots in this little facility, and it's showing you all the car companies that already have robots built. Now, this facility has had these robots sitting there for at least 10 years. And of course, people who pay to go in are not conscious. They're not adding up what's going to eventually happen. And like I stated, this is a lot of the car companies that actually have robots, and it's about my height, about 6 feet, 6'1". They look like real life transformers. But that's the reason why the video from Jordy Rose is so important, because he was leading the way a long time ago. He was just behind the curtain, and still is. You rarely hear from him, but you know the crypto teacher is going to bring it to you. And he stated these robots are going to be unleashed on the masses, taking over these jobs. Synthetic brains, thinking exactly how you're thinking. So they'll be able to do everything that you do, but they don't need a break. They're not calling out sick, and they're definitely not talking back. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you, don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.